What's up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company held a ceremony on Thursday, which is an unusual move for the world's largest contract chipmaker to celebrate the start of mass production using its 3-nanometer process technology. TSMC promised it would continue to invest and expand in Taiwan. Leslie Liao has more details.
When it comes to semiconductors, TSMC is not just on the cutting edge, it is the cutting edge. The company creates around 90% of the world's most advanced microchips. These tiny electrical components go into everything from cars to phones to washing machines. Odds are the device you're watching this on has TSMC tech in it. Since 2020, the most advanced mass-produced microchips TSMC put out were created using its 5-nanometer process. That's about to change, as on Thursday morning, TSMC held a launch ceremony in southern Taiwan to mark the beginning of its 3-nanometer process entering mass production. That will yield the next generation of microchips.
相较于5奈米制程技术，我们3奈米制程逻辑密度增加约60%，在相同速度下，功耗降低30到35%，这是世界上最先进的技术。
Neither the 5-nanometer process nor its predecessor had a launch event like this. So what makes the 3-nanometer so special? Timing. The 3-nanometer process launch comes as TSMC is expanding into the United States and taking its crucial technology with it. Such is the importance of TSMC to the global economy that many people have argued the company itself protects Taiwan, deterring a Chinese attack and encouraging other nations to care about its defense. TSMC's move into the US has caused concern that the so-called Silicon Shield could be coming to an end. But Taiwan's economy minister is unconcerned.
台积电去美国设厂有没有去台化的问题？我们积极会跟大家讲，去台化难都没有。
TSMC's customers include tech giants like Apple, Nvidia, and Intel, and even the United States Defense Department. That means there's a lot riding on the company's ability to sustain production. Today's event is an attempt to reassure Taiwanese that TSMC's future is still here in Taiwan, and that the company's best technology won't be heading overseas. Eason Pan and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
After years of rigorous travel restrictions, China is now preparing to open its borders once again. But this comes as China is experiencing a surge in COVID-19 cases. Japan and the United States have begun introducing testing requirements on travelers arriving from China, and now Taiwan is set to do so as well. Eric Gao reports.
In recent years, COVID-19 testing like this has been an all-too-common sight at airports. Taiwan recently dropped its requirement for international arrivals to take one of these tests. But for some travelers, they're making a comeback. Starting January 1st, all arrivals from China will need to take a saliva PCR COVID test when entering Taiwan. Anyone who tests positive will have to quarantine for 5 days. It comes as China is getting ready to scrap its own inbound traveler quarantine requirements in early January. This is expected to trigger a wave of people traveling overseas. With China already experiencing its biggest COVID outbreak since the pandemic began, Taiwan is trying to minimize the chances of new strains entering the country.
主要我们还是锁定在说，因为中国的这个感染人口多，所以产生变异株的机会会大大的增加。那我们最在意的就是这个变异株，那能够及早侦测。
Chinese tourists are still not able to come to Taiwan. But over 30,000 Taiwanese nationals and their families living across the strait are expected to return home for the Lunar New Year holidays next month. The testing requirement is currently set to expire at the end of January after the holiday period ends. While China is seeing unprecedented infection numbers, Taiwan's own figures are also on the rise again. Almost 28,000 cases were reported on Wednesday, up almost 50% compared to the week before. Doctors predict this wave will continue to swell over the next month.
最高会到多少？这个是很难讲的。不过 超过3万甚至超过5万都不是不可能的哈。最重要的是你的住院人数有多少，医疗量能还够不够啊？然后是不是有很大的群聚，这些事情是我们需要关心的。
It remains to be seen whether Taiwan's new border restrictions can help slow the tide of its latest COVID wave. And with rising infection numbers, local authorities are urging people to see in the new year responsibly. They're hoping that this way, everyone can enjoy the holidays safely and in good health. Patrick Chen and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
The U.S. State Department has agreed to sell mine-laying systems to Taiwan. The price tag for the new weapons is around $180 million. Taiwan's government has welcomed the news. The M136 volcano systems are usually mounted on trucks, which lay mines by firing them into the ground. Taiwan says the weapons will boost the country's asymmetric warfare capabilities to defend against a more powerful enemy. The sale announcement comes days after China flew a record number of warplanes near Taiwan's airspace. Beijing sees Taiwan as part of its territory and has not ruled out the possibility of taking the country by force. The State Department needs to notify Congress before the sale can go ahead. Taiwan is considering a trial program that will include women in military reservist training from the beginning of next year. Defense Minister Chiu Kuo-zhen said the reservist program would be limited to women who have already voluntarily served in the armed forces. Women currently make up only 15% of Taiwan's 180,000-person strong military. The announcement comes the same week that Taiwan extended mandatory military service for men from 4 months to a year. A rare Formosan black bear has been spotted running along a mountain road in southern Taiwan. The footage was taken from a vehicle traveling on the Southern Cross Island Highway that connects Taiwan's west and east coasts. The bear is seen running ahead of the vehicle before climbing a guardrail to get away. The mountain highway was closed for more than a decade after a huge typhoon caused landslides in 2009. It only fully reopened this year. During that time, with no traffic, Formosan black bears returned to forage. The shy animals have since been caught on camera in the area. The Formosan black bear is an endangered species native to Taiwan, with only around 600 living in the wild. A school for indigenous students in Taiwan's eastern county of Hualien is getting in touch with its roots with new local language teaching materials. Jeremy Olivier reports.
Children learning their mother tongue through song. That's the goal for the school in eastern Taiwan's Hualien County. The students at Yongfeng Elementary School belong to the Indigenous Amis group. They are discovering their roots with an illustrated songbook written by a local musician and artist. He says the songs not only teach children the Amis language, but also their culture.
因为这些歌呢，就是拿来做教学用的，所以每一首歌就是都有它背后的我成长的故事跟部落的一些文化故事在里面。
Yongfeng became an experimental school in 2021, but the principal found that Amis language teaching materials were few and far between. This led him to form his own curriculum. The use of songs made sense to him.
学新的语言是真的很不容易，但是学一首歌是不难的，所以我们让我们的孩子在旋律中去学习族语，歌境里面去了解到我们长辈的过去的一个生活的一个点滴。
The students like the new book too.
有帮助吧，因为我们常常会用到族语，上课的时候国语中还融合的族语。
The songbook's author says its songs can be adapted to other indigenous languages. This can help all of Taiwan's indigenous groups pass on their language and culture to the next generation. Howard Zhang and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of people in Spain throwing flour and eggs at each other for the Festival of Holy Innocents Day. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care, and I'll see you next time.